back with Terry, and we're talking about regression. And now, at Florence Dwelling, do you offer courses on that? Like, can people come at night? Do you do regression?
We offer a meditational evening on Wednesdays.
Wednesdays?
Yes.
Don't listen to that.
Tuesdays, sorry,
it's
Tuesdays.
good.
It's
Okay.
the healing circle that's Wednesdays, which is the more human element. But yes, we do meditations on Wednesdays. We try to, or Tuesdays. I've got Wednesday
You're
in my
not helping
brain.
me here.
And we try to gear it to what people would like. So far, all the meditations have been pre-written. So I've written them, put them to music, and we sit in a circle and we meditate. We do have the ones that we work on private, so we can book a private session and have a regression done. And then you can actually bring it into, we'll do a past life regression, most likely like on a solstice evening or a special kind of meditational night.
Is it better to learn to meditate first for a while before attempting that? Would you have better results, do you think?
With the past life, I personally don't like to be pulled out of one, and I don't like to pull people out of one. I wouldn't pull a medium out of trance. I wouldn't pull a channeler out of conduit. I wouldn't pull anybody out of sacred space that was in it. So to me,
I
would learn, yes, how to meditate.
Right.
Because when you're more used to being able to at least meditate and focus for that 20 minutes, it's safer. That if you've done it, it's okay if you're doing, I'm doing a healing meditation, and it's okay if I get a little distracted at the heart chakra, I can go back. Sometimes if you break that meditation in past life, you're left with many questions. Many questions leads to further searching. It can be good, it can be bad, depends on the individual. It's all really how many people do you get that want to know their future? The answer is, what do you want your future to be? It can be your past, or we can look into that past space and help move forward to that past space so that all those ties are done. And so the meditation, learning how to premeditate with, an ascended masters, do the Doreen Virtue Angels, do nice meditations, learn how to get really, really focused. I do meditations to Gabriel with a figure 8, and walking meditations, blah, 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 one word, amen, 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 happy, 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 happy. It's meditation, and it's a great way to just be focused. So say you wanted to start meditation, and you went into a past life regression, and you decided you were going to just do a candle meditation, and you found yourself being a witch, which we know you weren't. You were just a poor woman being burned at the stake because people were afraid of everything, and you don't understand that, and then you come out actually more traumatized, and you're alone, and you don't have anybody at that point. Who can you call? That's actually who I get, is the people who don't know where else to go.
Yeah.
And they don't know who else to, who would believe them.
I have 2 people in my circle that both have been witches, have died at the stake, or burned. So, that's horrible.
Well, your fears can tell you where a past life was. I'm afraid of flying.
I'm afraid of flying.
You probably died in a plane crash.
That's what I was told. Maybe we were on the plane together. I had a psychic when I was 20 said that I died in a plane crash. And the strange thing is I love airplanes. I love the thrill of being at the airport. I love the excitement. I love watching them take off. I love being above the clouds. But whenever I think about actually flying somewhere, I get really uptight and tense. She said that it was very quick, and it was on an airplane.
Our fears can lead us to past lives.
I must have died from a lot of things in past lives. I think I had to have been killed by a spider. Definitely. I am terrified of spiders, and I know when they're in the room. I'll walk in a room and the hairs on my arms will stand on end. I'll get goosebumps, and I'll be like, oh God, there's a spider in here, and I'll kind of look over, and sure enough, there he is. So, I don't know what that means.
Bless him, forgive him, and let him live.
That's
hard, I know.
That's actually what I went to the hypnotist for, to get over the fear of spiders. And I had said to him, how does this work? He says, well, you're here today, and I'm going to work with you. And this was like the 3rd session I'd had, and I didn't notice anything different. And then he'd said, oh, and at the end, when you graduate, we put you in a room full of spiders. Well, that was it for me. Why tell me that at the beginning, right? I was like, see ya. So I never really finished it. But I didn't think it was working. I had this vision of Indiana Jones with the snakes, only spiders.
Yeah, I was kind of seeing scary people.
Yeah, yeah.
So I've got something that's my own past life in there. But I have found that where my fears lie, and I've got a saying now that, and it probably came from somewhere. So it's just whenever anything goes wrong, I look a foot around my own 2 feet, because it's going to be in my own past life. It's going to be there before I'm going to find it anywhere else.
Mm-hmm.
So I past life a lot of things. If I've got an issue going on with another person, I'll do a past life. I had this one person in my life that constantly, and this was years ago, and just constantly wanted to work with me, and I didn't feel comfortable with this person.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was like, finally, okay, why do I not want to do this? So I did this past life regression, and I went into, like we were like in monk's robes. And when you do this, you know, you want to stop and take a look around, notice what you're wearing, and notice what you're feeling, or what people look like, or the landscape. So we were 2 monks, and we were stopped by this like Roman man on a horse, and asked us, you know, what our faith was. And the woman that I knew now was a male monk next to me, and lied, and I told the truth, and I died. So it became a fear. Oh, I don't want to work with you, I'm going to die.
Mm-hmm.
In the subconscious. So once I actually did the past life regression and understood it, just understood it, it was like, actually, I can work with you. And then she didn't want to work with me. And it was okay, because it was okay. It was just, it was brought to my attention. Okay, I've got to heal this.
Mm-hmm.
I have to heal this, even this, what this little appears to be a little tiny bit of animosity. But it could have brought further on into the next life. So it was a gift.
That's why I believe in past lives, because sometimes you'll meet people and you just feel, you can feel like you've known them your whole life, or you can have that feeling. I call it my icky feeling, where you know something's just off and it doesn't feel right, and I have nothing to base it on, but it's just a very strong feeling. And I always say it must be, you know, maybe I wronged you or you wronged me in a past life, kind of thing.
Yeah, perpetrator victim.
Got a question online?
Yeah.
Do people have one past life, or do they have many?
That depends if they're new. If, like Terry was saying, if you're new to this earth, this could be your first time, then you wouldn't have a past life. But you come back over and over and over again, then you can have, I mean, I've heard thousands. I don't know.
I've heard 16 is like old.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, good. The thought of
a
1,000 lives was
I've
like,
heard,
no.
I don't know. I mean, I've found 4 my own, and I kind of have to admit I'm kind of stuck because I keep going back to 2 because I really like them. So I keep going back to them and trying to find out more through them.
Mm-hmm.
And I found little remnants of like maybe 5 or 6, but just remnants that are starting to come together. But it's active past life regression. You're doing it on a regular basis, and you're going through all the lives. So I mean, like I said, I haven't found more than a possible 6 for myself.
And you've heard 16.
I've heard 16 is old. But I mean, we also hear stories of, I mean, I don't know how many Napoleons have you met. You know how many, everybody wants to be a king, everybody wants to be a queen.
I don't.
And I mean, when you think about it, 1600s really wasn't that long ago. And
No, not when you do it by lives.
And I've also read a man named Stevenson did some work. You could come back within 3 seconds. Just depends. You could
that
stay.
quickly?
You could stay gone for 1,000 years, and then you could come back and go whoosh, die young, die young, die young, and then maybe you've completed it, and then you maybe take a rest for 1,000 years. I know I've touched on some Egyptian energy for myself. I found the 2 natives. I found the soldier on the sand, and I'm finding some Jewish energy. In my work,
I definitely have
just touching
Egyptian
on that, and that one brings me a lot of fear. That's had been a lot. I don't
the
like
Jewish
knives.
one?
Yeah, that's from I don't like knives. No, the Egyptian one. Yeah, the Egyptian one. I don't like knives, and I find that in that passage.
Well, here's
and I've only done it twice because I don't like it.
I believe we travel in the same circles, so I'll share something with you. Is that one? Again, I was told when I had that reading in my 20s that you have a fear of knives. Now, I didn't really know that I had a fear of knives, but then it dawned on me, you know what, I do, because I cannot go to sleep at night if they're out on the counter. They have to be put away all the time. I cannot stand seeing a knife just sitting out. So there's that. And as for the Egyptian times, I'm really fascinated by the whole, and I was in school, the whole preservation of the body, pulling the brain through the nose, all that sort of stuff. And I hate anything medical. I get queasy, I get sick, but the Egyptian, it didn't bother me at all. I found it fascinating. So I'm just wondering, like, maybe I preserved you back in the Egyptian times with my knife.
I kind of remember sliding down a volcano. I spontaneously did. That's why I only choose.
That's not a good thing.
I stay with one healer. I have one healer, somebody that is qualified to do the Reiki, and she knows me. She knows me well because I spontaneously pass life, and the time that it was someone else that I had just gone and had a healing with, because I've been doing this neurological work. I mean, I've got a physio, I've got a chiropractor, I've got a lot of holistic practitioners, but in energy work, you know, my regular person was busy, and I needed to have some cranial work done, so I went to somebody new, and I spontaneously just past life regressed into that space. It was what it was. It allowed me to actually get out of a bad situation, because I realized something. It was like, now I get it. And even though it was a very quick, maybe 20 seconds, I got it, and I moved forward. And actually, Florence Dwelling was able to even grow bigger out of it, because I was able to understand something that had happened between one soul and another. And it was okay. They didn't know.
So that being said, in your opinion, do you think it would be helpful if we did come to Earth knowing, having some memories of our past life automatically?
We do.
I mean, I know we do as children, and then we kind of lose it.
Yeah, school wipes it out, no wipes it out, everything that says those things you're talking to aren't real wipes it out. Yeah, our clairvoyant vision is destroyed by the time we finish grade 1, because our clairvoyance is here, and we are trained to look through here, but really we look through here. So yeah, it's all. A lot of the children today are not allowing it to happen, though. And look at all the psychic individuals from the 60s, the late 60s and 70s that are coming out. Look at how much more than there was in the 50s. They're growing. The real, true ones are even growing. And more are truer than ever. I'm not saying that they weren't back then. It was just, it's growing.
Well, I think, too, because we're, like, for us, like, I'm very spiritual, so I'm bringing my children up that way.
Yes.
And it's not the standard traditional, you know, go to church, and if you do this wrong, God's going to punish you. I never believed in that kind of a God anyway, that was vindictive or evil. I just never did. But I think, like I said, with the more people that are becoming spiritual, and then they're raising their children that way, I think we're hopefully evolving to a really wonderful place in the future.
The children are bringing the parents in. It's really nice to see. I'm seeing 16-year-olds, 18-year-olds. I see children with parent present because I work in the Angelic network. We're not advocating anything but pretty much fairies, angels, light work, Reiki, all the healing. So that allows me to, we've had children as young as 18 months in the shop, and they're crystal children. The child came in crying and handed her a ruby zoisite crystal, and she was delighted for 4 hours, and just, that's who's coming. The children that we are allowing to see. I don't have kids, and I feel like I'm a parent to a million at times. They're talking in a different way. I have a little
Is this
girl
like
that's
indigo
talking
children?
about the crystals, the rainbows. We're the indigos.
Hmm?
We're the indigos.
Oh, we're the indigos.
Yeah, we're the indigos. We're the warriors. We're
Well,
the ones
I thought my
that came through to
sons were
change
indigos.
things. There's still a lot of indigos in the young field, but the crystals are the ones that are coming through, and they're talking about the fox and the flamingo. If you look up the meanings, they're actually telling you stuff. They're really talking to you. They're talking a different language. They're hearing what we heard, but they're not being shut down because we're not letting it happen.
No, it's true.
We're not going to war. We're not fighting. We're not. It's a different lifetime. Not saying that our parents were just a different time. They weren't allowed to be psychic by their own parents, by their own parents, by their own parents, by their own parents, but truthful matters are is that this is something that's our birthright. The story of Jesus was a man that came down solely to tell us that this was our birthright. And nobody listened. We had Jeremiah, we had Moses, we had Elijah, we had how many holy books and prophets saying a lot of the same stuff, and we're seeing that today. And it's interesting because everybody's saying spiritual. You're finding the true story. It is there, and if you can actually apply it to the kids, they're different. They really are different. And
my
they're
son
recognizing
disappears into a lab every night.
Yeah.
He's a scientist.
Will change the world.
Yes. And I don't say, there's a little part of me who almost looks at him and goes, yeah, I can believe that you have a lab off somewhere that's magical, and sometimes I think he's from another time, or he's special. I was told he was a crystal child. So I try to keep open to all of that. We should mention, too, if you have a question for Terry and you'd like to call in, the number is Tech Guy.
Toll free, 855-276-1717, extension 4.
We would love to hear from you. With that.
Edgar Casey was the one that originally stated 16 past lives. That's kind of why I stick with Edgar Casey.
I love Edgar
In this
Casey.
work, they're finding Amelia Earhart. They found her, and they found her right where he said she was.
They found her?
They found her, a year ago? They found
I never heard
what they
that.
believed was to be Amelia Earhart in the South Pacific Islands, I believe, where Edgar Casey said. And if you look, a lot of the Casey readings have been preserved, and he's been very correct, and I feel very safe when I work with Edgar. His last book was on auras, and he outright said, no two clairvoyants see alike, but this is how I see. Which was wonderful, because your Gabriel's going to be a different color, depending on the pixels of my eyes, and maybe how much I was trained and how much you were trained by the real world.
I see a lot of green light lately. Now, that's for healing, is it not?
To me, green is Raphael.
Oh, it's Raphael?
Still
Because I always, whenever I do readings, I always talk to Archangel Michael. So I wasn't sure if Michael was the green, so it's Raphael. So maybe he's getting a little jealous and saying, hey, what about me?
They're all around us. We actually have an angelic system class. It's called the Angelic Altar, and it's about 9 angels that are originally called, and forgive the male, but it's teachers of men, is what they were originally called in the ancient heretical teachings. And it was Michael, Gabriel, Uriel, Raphael, Cassio, and Sachiel, Haniel, and I can't remember the last one, but as good as the rest. And it's basically a system of 5 archangels and 3 angels who work and teach with us. Because we're angels. We are a spark of the same spark they are.
I'm going to cough, I'm sorry.
Sure.
Excuse me.
Their wings are the same as what our auras are. Artists put the feathers in.
Mm-hmm.
Angels are just auric beings like us, and we're happening to have a human experience right now. Our bodies are not the real thing.
We talked about that, was it last week or the week before, the same thing? I think it was last week. And because it used to bother me that I thought I was in touch with angels, and yet I never saw wings. And my clients would always say, do you see the wings? And I'm like, I don't. But I see a light. I see some, I'll describe it, but I don't actually see wings. So that, and then it came to light just a little while ago that, that they were painted. I read that somewhere, so it kind of answered that question for me. Why do we have a Woolite commercial? Okay. So, I was going to ask how you would feel about doing a reading for me tonight. And do you need it to be quiet, or what do you need?
No, actually, you can read anywhere. Actually, I'm finding, do you ever have to stand up and do messaging?
No, but feel free.
No? Well, I was just going to show you a cool little trick.
Okay.
If you're transferring from being a card reader to actually standing in front of people and reading, is I'll actually shuffle my deck. And I saw a patience card, because I'm seeing from here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And just patience. And so we're reading for you. So that just gives me something in the palm of my hand that I can actually see. The energy, these are tools.
Yes,
Remember,
I know.
these are not as real as much as this isn't real. I can sit there.
Sometimes clients want to see the cards.
That's the only reason we use the cards.
But I prefer not using the cards.
I actually like when they start flipping before, and I say something and then they flip.
And then
I
know
like,
it was meant to be.
Yeah. So I like them as a confirmation.
Yes.
They're nice. Clairvoyance is, everybody that knows me, clairvoyance is a parlor trick. What's the point of seeing them if you can't hear them? Right? A ghost is going, and you zap it and you send it through to the light and it's going, help me, help me. Sometimes sending something through to the light isn't the best thing. It's not what I wanted. And sending light to it is actually bad if it's not in that light space. So maybe it's actually trying to communicate, help me, that person over there. And you go and indigo warrior, pull out the sword because you see a ghost. But you need to feel it, you need to hear it, you need to sense it, taste it, know
I have clairaudience.
That's
where you
trustable.
hear it?
Yeah, it's more trustworthy.
I have where you smell. Clair.
Nauseous?
It's not nauseous.
I don't like that
Clair,
one.
but I've only had the smell part though. It's only been in conjunction with Brett's dad, who passed away, and he was a chain smoker. So he came back a few times, and I smelled cigarette smoke quite strongly. And I'm not a smoker, I'm allergic to it, and there's no smoke in the house, but it was definite. And it's after my son was born, so I think he came back to see him. Yeah.
I find it's really, I have scent. I've been able to smell very strong. See and smell were my first, and then you have to develop the born knowing part. And that, because like you spend, for 17 years running away. Oh my God, kids are screaming, that's nightmares, night terrors. The kids are screaming about the red eyes. We hear a lot of that. And it's getting to understand what you're seeing. Right? But I've always had the smell. Smell is, to me, part of the emotion. Because it's medical intuition. That's how you can literally, I've got taste as well, because they're connected. And you can taste and smell death. And you
I
can
don't
also
have taste yet.
You can smell it in the air or in the energy. You can walk into a house and you know.
Oh.
It's even a regular person, it smells moldy. To a psychic person with that sense, it's actually almost overbearing because someone comes along and they're very, very sick and you're doing medical intuition. And that's where I find that's where that comes to me, is the sense. But for the most part, I've opened up clairaudiently more since I'm 41 now. About 39 I started. But my 40th birthday was like a gift. I get gifts on my birthday. Do you get gifts? I get gifts on your birthday sometimes?
I've never thought about it.
No, I get this little hand come down with a little box.
Oh,
I can
no.
change my gift, but one gift for another sometimes.
Now I feel
that
bad.
was a long time ago.
Where's my gift? I haven't had that. What do you call it? Like, I had a psychic experience where, and I think it was, again, last week we talked about this, but my friend came back to give me a sign, and I knew that she was there. And I didn't want to see her, but I knew she was right there, and I could feel her, and the air took on it was thick. Do you know what I mean? Like, it just, there's like I don't know how to explain it other than the thickness. The air quality changed, and it just was like there was a heaviness to the air. Have you had that?
Yeah.
Like, what sense would I be using to feel that?
The heaviness I find is actually from here and here. I find these two. So we look at our psychic centers. You're born knowing gut instinct. That's your sixth sense, gut instinct. That's the cough. Big, strong gut instinct. The empath, the healer, the feeler, is from here and here. I find just what I find.
I felt it here because
Yeah.
my chest felt heavy at the same time. It was very constricting.
Yeah, well, that's where we'll feel sadness, right? And then we've got another, like this chakra and this chakra also. I find that these two work together and these two work together in psychic sense. And also always this one, right? This is your channeler.
Yeah.
I find, and this is mine. Mine goes in here for some reason. Because I've asked him to leave my head alone for a while. But I find that that's where this comes from, is the empath. That space, like that heaviness, that feeling. I just feel. and you're almost picking up what that person might have felt at the time or what they're trying to convey to you.
Oh, see, I get those feelings every time I do a reading. I immediately, when a client comes in, I feel exactly what they're feeling. This was different. This was, I don't know, it was more, it's very hard to describe, but just when you know that there's something there in the room with you, and the air it just felt thicker. But it probably came from here too, because I felt it all in here.
That's where you feel it, yeah. It could have been thicker air, it could have been a ghost, thick ghosts.
Well, I knew she was there. And I knew I'd see her if I wanted to, but I'm not that comfortable seeing ghosts, to tell you the truth.
I judge by the temperature. Ghosts are cold, angels are hot.
I didn't notice it going cold.
So if it
was
stayed warm, then it was most likely a very heavy angelic influence, and they are heavy. Look at the mediums and the psychic people. They're all wounded. There's something wrong with them. Look at the healers. Nothing wrong with them. Didn't I tell you something? Psychic energy is really hard to hold.
Yeah.
I have pain here, I have pain here. Unfortunately, because I found this space, I can survive. But I know a lot of mediums that end up, they have to protect themselves. And it shows up in the body because we're putting on spiritual armor as we're doing this work. I try to actually work unprotected, and I still pay the price. Right? So, you know, you just have to be aware when all those energies come in, when it comes in that heavy.
Is that why, like after a reading, I feel very depleted and tired?
Yeah, do a Reiki afterwards.
Okay. I have to start doing that.
I'll always try to do a self.
I remember coming to you at one point, and you had asked me, are you having trouble with your readings? And I said, you know, lately I am. Things aren't coming through as much. And you said, yeah, you're full up to here. And I was. I knew, because I wasn't clearing myself. You said, go home and clear.
Yeah, because you know what happens? All of a sudden, this person that seems to be of a light space, and we all have the capacity to be light or dark, because it is all God. And we all have the choice to be whatever we want to be. But sometimes when you get full as a psychic, I do this. I have to go for a walk. I go for a walk almost after every reading or every healing. I go for a little quick around the block, and I do it because when I get full, I'm a jerk, and I think I'm a nice person. I'll get behind them and I'm mad, and it's not mine.
See, I just go to sleep,
and I have to let it go, but or somehow for myself, I get heavier and heavier and heavier, and then all of a sudden my neck will start to bother me, and my back will feel like it's going to snap. It's somebody else's weight wrapped around me, so I can't take it. I have to trust and leave it. It's the same with the Reiki teachings. When we do healing, it's not me, it's not I, it's nothing to do with me, it's all yours. And what happens is we get into the space as a psychic where we get one little block, and all of a sudden things start getting stuck. And then all of a sudden where we were here, all of a sudden we're down here. It's because we've got all of everybody else's stuff. I call it sin eating, for lack of a better word. You've got all your sorrows, and I'm going to eat it up for you. I haven't done you a favor. I'm not letting you heal your own stuff. I'm not letting you do your work.
See, I do feel like I take on their negative energy, like anything, like I call it toxic energy. I take it on, they leave, they feel better, and I feel like crap.
Well, that's all what we all want, truthfully.
Yeah.
I have to realize that I have to watch out. Like I have a co-partner at the shop that I don't walk in and spiritually puke all over her, because it's not fair, it's not right. And I've had people do it on me. They get filled up, they topple. It's like a church. The same happens to a church. How many people actually go in and throw all their sorrows in a church? How many times does a church get cleared?
Oh, that's true.
Everybody goes, oh God, I'm sad, I'm sad, I'm sad. Yes, God is in the church. And then all of a sudden a church has to be holy to attract God. There has to be, that's why when you do angel altar work, it's all white. You're using incense oils and creating sacred space. So your angels can come in. So what happens is we get all filled up with heavy stuff. This is John's, this is Sally's, this is Fred's, this is not mine. And then all of a sudden we tip and crash. And then that's when you get people saying, oh, I used to know this person, they used to be really light, and now they're just angry.
Oh.
Okay.
Question?
I got a question from online. Somebody's asking,
excuse me,
How often does that happen? And when you feel the heaviness is what she's referring to, or they're referring to. And then there's another part, the burden of other people's issues.
Where do you live? What are you doing? Are you in a palliative care setting? Are you in a near space?
So I guess this is from Stella's game online. Is that correct?
I don't understand the question.
I do.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Go right ahead.
Yeah.
I kind of did, but it sounded like 3 different things.
Yeah, it can happen a lot. You can go for a Reiki clearing and then you're stuck. You can walk through a negative area on a street where there's people that have died of crack overdoses. And next thing you know, you've got some weight on you. And then you clear it. And then you walk past the mental hospital where people are suffering and have issues, and all of a sudden you're heavy again. It depends on how empathic the person is. It depends on the situation, the area where they are. Hamilton's heavy, very, very heavy. It's getting lighter. There are places, Glastonbury in England, very, very heavy. I fill up quick. Can't get off the field fast enough.
Is that why Hamilton?
I clear every day.
There's something about Hamilton. I get very down when I go there.
Yeah, it's an old city, it's an old port. There were sailors, there were venereal diseases, there were ladies of the evening, there was sadness, there were deaths, there were ships, there were scurvies, there were masons, there were light, there were dark. Right? There's pentagrams on the floors of Hamilton houses. There's stuff that's happened in every old town. So it just depends on the person, really.
We have one more question online, and the question comes from Starsology. How do you clear it?
I like to use wands, or clearing wands. I like to use Earth, Mother Earth. I like to visualize Michael's hands, and I'll take whatever it is and I'll ask Michael to take it away because he's bigger and stronger than me, and take it to heaven to God. You can clear it with like a rainbow colors. You can clear it with crystals, salt baths.
What about salt?
Too much salt baths, I get too dry and itchy. You can
So
clear
what about sprinkling salt?
I sprinkle a lot of salt. I use make my own black salt because it clears negativity very well. And
What about lighting candles?
I like to light white candles a lot.
Because I find that helps me.
Yes. I like to visualize an angel coming around and taking it away, because really that's what they're there for me. Is that we're all human angels, and the angels are there to help us. And so I give it to them and trust that they know. And that takes a lot of faith, a lot of blind faith. So if you don't have the blind faith, salt, dirt, sit on Mother Earth, meditate, chakra clearings. I love you. Love clears everything.
I think being in a natural setting helps too.
Water, natural flow, yeah.
Like sitting in a forest, even if you're meditating.
Oh, yes. I get too close to the nature divas. I get a little in the forest still. I like the water though. I go to the rivers.
Another question?
Okay, I've got 2 here, and
I just want to say, hi Starsology, we love you.
Because there's a delay, we're getting questions, and I'm not able to ask them quick enough. So the first one is, okay, does it depend on where you are from? Which is referring back to what we were talking about before, same person, Stella's game. And then she asks, or they ask, when you talk about angels, what do you mean?
Okay. And where you're from in terms of geographically, it does sometimes. Victoria Park in Hamilton is much heavier than Lock Street. Because there was a war on Victoria Park. And you can feel the energy. So it depends where you are. Is there a ravine near the house? Is there an angry neighbor next door? All those things. Are you on a ley line, which is a grid line, which is a invisible energy line through the earth, kind of like a road? And when I talk about angels, I mean pure beings of light that were of the first creation, that we are created in their likeness and we are a part of. And I mean the ones I work with, beings of light and hope. I only like to open to that. I do see both sides of the channel, so I tend to work with Gabriel, and I have an angelic figure that I've seen all my life that I call Jeremiah.
And is that his angel name, or is that a name you've given him?
It's always come to me as Jeremiah.
Okay.
Yeah. And so to me they are beings that don't necessarily have wings, but I do believe I've met human ones, and I do believe I've seen little ones.
Okay, we got a couple of responses back. Just want to let you guys know. Stella's Game says, okay, that makes complete sense, and thanks for clearing that up.
I'm trying.
Thanks for asking. That's why the show's called Ask Your Angels. So, well, how's my reading look? Is that all down there for me?
Your
no?
question. It was highlighting home right away, and actually home and achievements. And it's showing that although there appears to be deceptions around the issue, in the next 3 months, that your passion, you're actually going to fulfill your wishes.
Oh, good.
So, because we're in this space, I would put it as to your work and your own healing work. I'm hearing more healing work.
That's what I want.
The more healing you give, the more you put through you too.
That's the idea.
Yeah, it's the way of the mystic rather than the psychic. It's a little easier on the body. So, over here in your 6 month space, there's material and spiritual prosperity coming together in the universe.
What does that mean?
It's very, I love this deck. It's John Holland's deck.
It's beautiful.
Very clear deck. They're partly oracle, partly tarot, but they have elements of good and bad, which we do need, because it is all light. Just different variations, different shades of gray. This is like my messaging spot. They're saying, this is a creation card for me. This is what I call this card, and this is my God card in the deck. So it's telling me that we've got a very creative message about a message from the highest power about what you're trying to create. Okay? It looks like shadow sometimes. It looks like discontent and boredom. There's your patience card that I saw. Remember when I flipped? They're saying patience because your material harvest is actually in your 6 month space.
Okay.
And they'll tell you this because they don't want you to get anxious, because you've got a lot of passion for this. As an indigo, you've got a lot of power in the sword, right? Because we carry Archangel Michael. Uriel we carry as well. Heavier angels, ones that are angels that are of protection or of repentance. Right? So you've got all that energy, and they're just saying, what it doesn't look like you're getting where you want to go, but you actually are. So put some patience on the situation. Your fulfillment of wishes is moving and showing a little stronger here. There's that mental conflict card. They're saying cover it with wisdom. So don't go into, oh my God, we do this when we're growing spiritually. We go, I'm going, and we go, oh my God, where am I going? I'm not going anywhere. We're going this way for a little while, and it's okay. And when we go, oh my God, we go. So they're saying, don't do that. They want you to just go like that, and then it'll be like that 6 months down the line. And that's, I call that walking like this, with your eyes closed, knowing that the door that's going to break your nose, you're going to stop, because something's going to stop you, and you're going to be okay. They're just asking for some faith.
And see, I felt this. I mean, I gave up my job a little while ago, and, you know, the spiritual work, this is all I want to do.
There's your movement, choice, and decision card. These are, here's try and show. Just says a woman looking at all 4 doors there. So 4 directions. That's in your 6 month space.
So in 6 months I'll be
behind
looking.
you. That's in your 6 month space behind
okay.
you. Or it shows that you actually went through an accelerated motion of your obstacles and challenges. And there's your 3 months behind you as a triumph. So again, but they're showing you fruits of the labor. We know that indigo people, it takes us a year from start to finish. We work with Archangel Michael as our main angel.
Yeah, I do. I told you that.
Yeah. He's the Lord of the Sun. So the Sun takes 1 full year to gravitate through the entirety of the planetary system. So people that carry Archangel Michael usually take 1 full year for their angel magic to occur. So they're showing 6 months behind is when you left your challenge or your obstacles behind, and you will reap your benefits.
That's about right.
6 months from now still. And if you go into impatience, if you stay in the patience, you'll triumph with, and there's your spiritual union card. So they're definitely telling you a message right now that follow your passion. Although it doesn't look like you're on the right track, they're showing that. And again, we started with that foundations card. Stay in harmony with what you're waiting for. And that comes up in your top spot, be in harmony with the waiting game. That's no game, just be in harmony. I already am everything I am. Which puts, if you put this spot in today, you're already there.
I am kind of there.
Yeah.
I'm very at peace with everything I'm doing. Which is a first, I think, in my life.
And I just had to learn this again. Opening up, okay, I moved from one space where I've been working professionally. I mean, I've been working a lot of years, but professionally is kind of when you get pulled into it. You get called into this work. You don't go out and just go, I'm going to be a psychic. It's just, for some reason,
you just know.
I didn't want this. I wanted to be a rock star. I wanted to sing.
I wanted to be a writer.
Yeah, so instead you end up being a channeler, which is a writer for all that is. Instead I end up being some sort of singer for all that is. I'm still doing the work, just in a different
Can you
direction.
sing a little bit?
No.
Who wants to hear Terry sing? Call the number.
No.
The number is on your screen.
Again, see, don't disrupt
I didn't tell you were going to have
truth.
to sing on the show.
No, you didn't.
Oh dear.
See, stay in your space, stay at your crown, and the truth is, don't disrupt the intuition. You're in a flow. They're showing partnership and alliance is strong, which is good. Oh, and see, they pulled me over to Doreen's cards. I still like Doreen's cards. I only have the Ascended Masters deck at this point, just because they work so well with John
I
Collins.
like those.
These
Yeah,
are
I have
beautiful.
those here too.
So
good.
this, to me, Saint Germain, and a magic card. It can be representative to me because Saint Germain is of animals to me as well, and Work Your Magic is to me Gabriel. So this comes up as a heavy Gabriel card to me, and there's the energy that they're showing. Your Gabriel magic is brewing. That means you're moving as an indigo. You're moving into what I call the red energy, which I see as Gabriel as red. So,
and that's a good thing?
that's lovely. That's your writer.
Oh,
Ask your
okay.
angels.
Yeah.
Great.
See, red for
Ask your
foundation
angels.
in red. And then, oh, look at double. So we've got a double
Hello?
foundation in the red energy. Just to me, that's Archangel Gabriel. Some see Gabriel
Hello?
as blue. Some see her as golden. Some see Michael, or silver. Some see Michael in gold and salmon. There's many different angel sightings. There's many different angelologists. It depends who you are as a clairvoyant and how you see. So I see Gabriel in red.
So should I call upon Gabriel more?
They're showing to actually, when you're making choices, yes, Gabriel, she works in 3 months' time. Gabriel's magic, Gabriel's the moon. The moon works in 3-month cycles with the tide. We have the equinox, 3 months, right? Works in 3 weeks, every 3 weeks. Or by the 3rd month, usually, we've got a moon change. So that's why they're saying move into that moon energy, Gabriel. She's the goddess of the moon, or the lord of the moon, Lordess. You know? So to me, it's a system. We've got the higher, and then we've got an angelic system that goes below. Don't forget, we got the Christ, and we got the higher-ups. These are human representatives of ascended masters. I'm not denying. To me, angels do not deny any religion. Michael, El Moira, Michael, Gabriel, Jibril. Just depends which book am I reading at the time. We can find angelic references in the Bible. Uriel wrestled with Jacob in Peniel in the Bible, Jacob's ladder. It's just depicted in art with wings. Well, it says that he wrestled with a man who merged. Who could merge with him but an angel? So that's how I'm seeing. I work with my angels more of a Scottish hierarchical teaching is where I got my information from. It's a lovely man in Scotland, as well as Doreen, as well as, there's many. Cassandra Easton has written some, I believe. There's a lot of valuable information, but I also have depended on my own channel since I've been a writer since I was 7. And I look back and I write, it's not a 7-year-old. There was something else. And
sometimes when I write, I know it's not me writing, it just comes out like that, and it's like someone's dictating.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah. And to me it was Jeremiah.
And those are your best poems. Like I wrote poems, those were my best ones. They would just come like that.
Yeah. They just keep it showing victory for you. They're just saying.
Well, that's good. Because
Yeah.
I'm on the path I want to be on. I've always known.
See, transform to where your heart wants to go. And there again, once there's in your 3-month space, there's a rejoice. Then in your 6 months, you're right in line with your destiny. That's what I like about these cards. They got the destiny card. And to me, all it is a system. Just like angels are, everything is a system. Everything in life is a sacred geometry. Everything goes this way. If I know that this space means this all the time, or this space means this, and that this card means this all the time, it makes it easy for the angels to help me understand what they're trying to say. Because sometimes I see them going, I flip a card down. Then I can ask a question. Then I can actually get a visual of a positive or a negative. And I can get them settled.
Yeah, these are good cards. I've never seen these ones before.
John Holland's Psychic Oracle. They're just beautiful. They've got a New Beginnings card. And I love it, Mother Earth signified by a woman. And I love that recognition and reward. They're just very gentle. Anything that, because we have negative aspects in our life. We have an
but we
obstacle
learn from
card.
those.
That's how I find this deck honors it. It's, if I can turn, I used to call this, I was getting, at my worst, 3,000 shots of pain at a level of 24 out of 10 daily. I was inebriated with pain. I was completely dysfunctional. I could not function when this happened to me. And by becoming more aware and loving what it was, I used to call it Satan in my head. And I write poems about it. The written word, how powerful is that? And the moment that I turned around and literally just strangled it with love was the moment stuff started changing. Was the moment it was, okay, my music career is destroyed because I have something more important to do. I'm supposed to heal myself. And that's more important right now. And in healing myself, I met somebody that was like, I know who you are, that all of a sudden started talking to me in all the stuff that I wasn't able to say for a lifetime. All the stuff that you know when you're doing by yourself. You know, picking up rocks and praying and you don't know why. And you're little, you're burying Christmas trees. You know, cut Christmas trees. And holding tender funerals for them because you can feel the tree's pain. And everybody's going, okay, my kid's nuts. And all of a sudden someone's saying,
a Christmas tree, that's a big hole.
That was me. I was
How long did that take you?
I would hold funerals for Christmas trees because I felt bad because they were cut down. I was like, 6.
Oh, we have a question?
So I've got somebody online at Stella's Game again. I just actually found out that they're from Ireland.
Wow.
So they can't call in because it's really long distance for them.
Well, welcome. We love Ireland. We're so glad you joined us tonight. So Stella has a question?
And a while ago, the question came up. I was wondering about homosexuality. I have a brother who is. Is that a choice he has made? And she's made other comments in here as well. Can relate to a lot of what's been said here, so it's just trying to figure out what this means for them. So it's a brother.
I believe that there's a lot of stigma around that where people say, well, that was your choice and you decided to be that way. And I personally feel that a lot of that is from past life. That maybe in your past life you were that sex and maybe you haven't let go of that, or maybe something traumatic happened in your childhood, or I don't feel that what sex you are matters. It's who you are that's important, but you might want to elaborate. I'm sure you could say it better.
We all say it the way we need to, in our own understanding. I was born gay, and I don't believe God made any choice whether I should be this or that. I believe I'm a male energy, and it's okay. I don't believe I don't want to change my body to be the energy. This body is a gift. So my choice is my sexuality is chosen by people that have given it a word. And really, I believe we are all born with the capabilities to be both.
We both have
or straight, male or female within us, whichever's the strongest.
Yeah, we both have male and female energies in us. I always tell him if it doesn't work out this time, I'm going to the other side.
Indigo women with a really strong, deep, dark blue, purple aura, have a hard time having a straight relationship with a man because they're so independent and they're so strong that I see some of them go. You got some healing more aura around you, and you've got some of the purples. And you
a little bit of purple.
Your
Be
fingers
careful.
dabbling in a few things, and it's showing up in the aura, even though you've got the original blue. So we're all evolving. Just love yourself. And I mean, I've seen hate and I've seen love. And to me, the angels, they love me. and they love the people that I love, and they go to the people and they help the people that I love, and they've never said, "Oh my God, you're a homo." It's never been a question for me. It's always been, I was born that way. Do I think people politically choose? Sometimes, yes. But do I think it's possible to be a soul in the wrong body and to correct it by being who you are? Then be who you are. You're God's kid too.
Mm-hmm.
Whether God's a man or a woman, and I just see it as love.
I do too. I think you put that very well.
Okay, just to let you know, the text came through, and Stella, she goes, "Okay, thank you. I was under the impression that you guys were anti-gay. Sorry."
Oh my gosh, no. Where would you get that idea? No. I have quite a few friends who are couples, and I have this one friend where his life partner, he came home one day and his life partner was in a coma on the floor. He'd had a brain aneurysm, and he was by his side. It was really miraculous that this poor man even survived, and it just goes to show that we're all loved and we're all protected by our angels, and it doesn't really matter what sex we are. That's really not important. It's what we do with our lives and how we help other people, and that's why we're here. Our sexual preference really has no. I know the church brought us up to believe that it was wrong, but it really isn't. It's an expression of who we are, and that's all I'm going to say on the subject.
I am what I am. I am my own special creation.
We got her to sing.
Look
at
that.
that. I was waiting for Lady.
Shout out, I am what I am. You forget who you are.
Well, you could still be a singer.
You.
I was waiting for Lady Gaga's "Baby I Was Born This Way," but that was pretty good. That was great.
I'm a Gaynor fan.
Oh my gosh.
We used to sing them on the floats.
We have another question that's come through, and it's
Gloria.
Do you guys belong to a particular church?
No.
I have at times. I belong to a United Church. I belong to a Christian Spiritualist church. I believe what I do is study of religion, and I am not affiliated necessarily with any church right now.
Honestly, I grew up going to an Anglican church. My husband was Catholic. My best friend was Catholic growing up, so I spent a lot of time in the Catholic church. And then as I got older, we were in a United Church, which I loved the United Church because it embraced spirituality. It didn't really matter what religion you were. It was all these people coming together out of love. It was beautiful, and it's more time constraints and changes there that I haven't really been back in a while. But I'm also a very firm believer that you do not need to be in church to be close to God. And He made the world. Go out there. You can stand on a hill in a forest and talk to Him. You can talk to Him from your house. You don't have to be in a dwelling to do it. That's how I feel.
I'd like to further my education into actually becoming some sort of clergy as part of my own journey.
Really?
Yeah. Still, it's just a matter of probably be like a all denomination sort of thing. But I've gone through a lot of the University of Sedona's work and the metaphysical universities, and I really wouldn't mind actually working on some sort of thesis.
You'd be very good at that.
It would help with the teaching. It would help further things.
And touch
I
more
like doing
people.
the readings, but I do prefer to teach. I prefer to channel.
So maybe head up a spiritual church.
Florence dwelling is enough.
I actually would like to look into Buddhism.
It's interesting.
Because I took world religions, and Buddhism is what really started opening things for me. I felt a connection with it. The enlightenment and karma especially, that I don't know how to put it, but you go through life and there's certain people that might rub you the wrong way, or you'll have a fight with someone, or hanging on to anger, hanging on to hate, hanging on to being vengeful. It's so harmful to your soul, because when I let go of those things, Even recently, I lost someone who was a friend who I felt a deep connection to, and he had to go his way and I went mine, and it was hard, but I love him and I wish him the best, and I just thought, instead of feeling sorry for myself, oh, he doesn't like me anymore, there was a time where that would really devastate me, and I just decided, we all have our paths, and I let it go, and it's a wonderful thing to be able to do that. It's uplifting,
That's where the empath gets caught up.
Yes.
What did I do wrong?
Oh, but I
understand that.
Years of that,
yeah.
Years of wanting everyone to like me and worried about what people thought, and my tech guy saying I'm talking too much. So yeah.
I just have a quick question. Someone here.
I do ramble.
They've been patiently waiting since the last question was asked.
Sorry.
Person's name is a live one, and they say, I have a question. It's about money. And how will I do in my financials? And they've been chatting very regularly. So, kind of one of those off-the-wall questions.
Yeah, it would have actually been better for me to sit there typing with them.
Yep.
Good connection through the internet.
You can sit there. You want to switch?
Money.
Oh, maybe they're calling in.
Might have somebody calling in.
I trust that I can catch something. That's actually.
Ask your angels.
Well, I got a triumph right away.
Triumph card.
Hello.
And we got the material spiritual. So here we go. Times of conflict, wisdom.
You would like Terry to sing a song. Ooh.
Is
Well,
that
hold
your
on. I will
friend
put
you
you on
were worried about?
speakerphone.
We are getting to your question about finance. Just 1 second. Well, turn your actually.
You might have to turn your mic down.
Hello, Terry.
Hold on 1 second. We're getting feedback, so you might have to turn your mic down. How's that?
Welcome to Ask the Angels. This is a song request? That sounds like we're getting someone from the other side.
Oh my goodness.
Hello?
Hello?
Could you turn your computer down, please?
It's turned down. Hold on, I'm walking way away from it.
Yeah, you kind of have to be away from the speaker. It will just keep reverberating back and forth.
Do I know that voice?
How's
Terry.
it?
This is Terry's biggest fan.
I care.
It's Kaka, and I want her to sing.
Sing? I thought you were going to give me a title.
Oh, I want you to sing Grandpa. Granddad.
Oh, Carrie, I don't have my guitar.
Brett has a guitar.
Oh. Okay, well, that'll give me time for this. Are you on the computer phone jack thing? Care?
Am I?
Yeah. It's going to cost you a fortune because you don't have to.
I'm on cell phone.
Okay, because you can hang up and I'll sing it. Or they don't want you to cost a fortune for you.
Well, I'm watching you, so.
Well, I tell you what, Terry will finish answering the last question.
I am Terry's biggest fan and have known her longer than most people.
Walk in a valley of unfriendly skies. You comfort me like you always did. You never told me lies. Granddad, you were always around, always there for me. Does that work? You know how I get nervous, okay?
Let's do the audience.
Anyways, thank you very much. I love you.
Thanks, Carrie. Love you too. Good to hear from you.
You're the bestest sister in the whole wide world.
Oh my goodness.
So are you.
Bye.
Thanks for calling. Oh, sisters, where would you be?
Well, I told one of the first two people that I was coming here tonight too. I need to answer the question from the person on the computer.
In regards to finances.
Yes. Bye, Care. Feels like work actually, which happens all the time. I don't know.
So we have some online clapping for you on that. So.
That's great.
Actually, you can see we're getting material. We're getting lots of hits. Right away, we got the Triumph card. So it's showing good.
Here.
And they're showing that your universe is, with some patience and planning, that it is a wisdom, that you're meant to have some good financials. They're not giving us a timeline on it, but they're actually showing a little bit of advice, which is a spiritual union. Okay. Love and money flow on the same vibration. Not a lot of people realize that. So, see how I've got making a spiritual connection card with a money card. This is also a money card, and this is a love card. So that they want you to do is actually, and this works because they're heading you into the law of attraction, is you want to work from a space of power rather than what you don't have. Look at what you have. Walk around looking at everything that you have. Every time you have to write a check, be grateful because you have the money in the bank for it. Talk to Gabriel, because Gabriel's the red angel that will work, and they're showing, and with Gabriel it's about 3 months, that you should actually be in a very light space. So good luck. It's just a matter of seeing spiritual strength by making it happen. It's a focus. I am rich. You will become rich, they're showing. Well, better.
That's very positive.
Okay. So some responses have come back from that, and it's from a live one. It says yes, okay, good, and then a very what, and 3 months.
When you balance it out through, when you communicate to the world, we walk around and we go, I am sick, or I am hurt, or I am poor. It becomes a message. We have to start by changing the message, and they're showing a new beginning. Again, I love the cards. They'll go around and explain very patiently. A new beginning needs to be balanced. And then we've got a communication. So what they're saying is you need to change your message to the world right now. And they are showing your conflicts and your sacrifice will start to actually fall away. You'll start to see some growth. This is about a 2-month space. And then out of heartache and loss, they're showing it'll be a little tough in the 3rd month space, and then hope in your 4th, actually, to be clear. It's a matter of literally grabbing a hold of the universe, grabbing a pencil and writing, I am rich, I am rich, I am rich, I am rich, creating something new, because you've been looking down. And when you make a positive movement forward, your suffering moves. So they're showing to start working through the energy field first. Every footstep is money, prosperity. Actually, I always say prosperity, because if you say rich, you could get a cake. Cakes are rich. You know? Or you get a person rich in spirit that's as poor as a church mouse.
You getting feedback over there?
It's being clear.
How do you feel about money trees?
So I've got a thank you very much. Well said.
Thank you and good luck.
And get a money tree.
As you water it, thank you,
Yes.
thank you. Put citrine crystals, money crystals, in the tree. Keep going forward in positive ways, and actually you should see something. I'm seeing a mailbox coming through the mail. I'll leave that with you.
I like rubbing the leaves and saying, "Show me the money."
Sure.
It
I
works.
have the money.
It works, you know. It's funny. When I left the job, the bottom of the tree, the leaves that day were all brown and withering. No word of a lie. And then a few weeks later, I had a new growth at the top, and I said to tech guy, "Hey, look, money's coming." And he's like, "Oh yeah." Very next day, he got a raise. Like it does seem to parallel where we're at.
When the neuralgia kicks in, as it sometimes does, if I sit there and focus on it getting worse, for sure.
Yeah.
If I actually take all the positive proactive steps, which starts with meditation and positive thought, I can at least keep it down.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a pretty rough disease to have. So I can keep it down at least so I can still stay functioning.
Singing helps.
If I can actually get to singing actually causes it. It's the, yeah. Yep.
What does this
Me
mean?
talking too much.
Could I just get you to reintroduce your show? We are now at our 1 hour spot, so.
Yes, hi, we're at Ask Your Angels. Please feel free to visit our website, www.askyourangels.ca. And we're here today with Terry from Florence Dwelling. Would you like to tell them your website so they can have a look?
We don't have one.
Facebook.
Facebook. Yes.
Sorry.
If you Facebook page Florence Dwelling, you can find us. And Canada 411.
Yeah, that works too. And they are on Locke Street in Hamilton.
Locke Street South, 143, yes.
And we talked about regression tonight. We've talked about clairvoyance and done a few readings. It's been really informative.
It's been fun.
And I have to cough again. And yes, I'm sick, but I'm telling myself I'm well. And Terry brought me this beautiful crystal that's making me feel better. Look how beautiful this is.
Don't forget to clear it. False. Incense.
Another question? I love when our tech guy has a question. This is what we see. Or this. And then there's the other one, and I won't share that with you.
Okay. We have somebody that has a username that I've seen before, but I'm not sure whether it's the same person. And they have a question.
What's the username?
TippyTube.
Hey! How you doing? Oh my gosh, it's been, what, a few weeks since we've heard from you.
And they're saying yes.
Where have you been? We're glad you're back.
Okay.
Now, did I get it right? TippyTube. Did I still get it?
Yes, LOL.
Okay. There you go.
Okay, I have a question about a friend's health, if I may. So, what is the question? Okay, question is, she just found out about a lump on her thyroid. Can't spell. Nudles. That's okay, I can't pronounce it.
And you want to know what it is?
Yes.
Okay. When you asked about a person's health, I was getting cancer, but that could be more that is your fear that you're worried about. Are you picking up on anything?
She will be okay and benign, right?
First of all, I'm not licensed to prescribe or diagnose. I'm not a doctor. I am a medical intuitive and a psychic individual. When the question was being asked, what I picked up on was more pus than anything. It was very yellow in color. I asked for a color. I asked for some sort of sign. I didn't get a scent. I didn't get a smell. Is there something going on? Yes, there's something going on. Could it be precancerous? I do feel yes. However, I also feel that it's a possibility it's been caught in time. Work with the throat chakra. Clear it. There's a lot of, that's usually truth not spoken. Or somebody's very quiet, holding things back. And definitely see a doctor ASAP. And Esiac is an excellent product.
Which is it?
Esiac, fluorescence tea.
Fluorescence
story
tea.
of Renee Case. Yes.
Where would someone
and
find
reading
that?
through, you can get it at the vitamin store, Metromart, health food stores. It's Ojibwe tea. Is what it's called. I would start on it right away just from personal experience. I've seen that it works. Again, I'm not a doctor. I'm reading somebody through an internet connection through a friend. And I am picking up a vision. However, it's not a solid art that. I do feel that it is something that could be a great threat to her. I
see a hospital bag though.
Yeah. So I have a question in the end. It was what kind of tea again? And I'll just pass it along via chat.
Esiac, ESSIAC, or it's Flor, FLOR, ESSENCE, fluorescence.
Did you get that?
FLORESSENCE.
Terry's very soft spoken. Like
the
angels we hear in our ear. It's the same thing.
And like anything that comes up in here, if you've got something that is medical, definitely see a doctor with it.
I will send out a prayer to your friend, and I hope everything goes well. And it's very nice to hear from you again.
There's a lot of stress in the field.
Mm-hmm.
She needs to settle. Friend needs to learn how to relax. Settle. It's a sign to slow it down.
We are.
Yeah. Any other questions? You never know who's gonna.
I'm doing my best to keep up today.
Well, you can share with us anything.
That's it from her.
Okay.
Good luck.
Yeah. So, what else would you like to talk about tonight?
We got a whole hour. Just let me go.
Yeah, sure. Well, maybe our listeners have an idea of what they'd like us to talk about tonight.
There's like I was saying before, it all runs together. Near-death experience runs into past life regression. Past life regression runs into Reiki experience. Reiki runs into all sorts of other things, psychic healing, auras. There's just, don't stop. If the mind can see it, the mind can be it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? In the beginning was the Word. If I make the Word, that's what I become. So, really,
if you stay positive and you think positive things, they should come into your life.
in theory, but it's an emotion.
Mm-hmm.
You have to know it. You have to feel it. It's not a if you look at the word believe, believe has lie in it.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at know, it has now. To know my God is stronger than to believe in my God, whichever my God shall be. It's just, it's stronger. It's, I know that if I do this, I will get this. I just know.
Mm-hmm.
I know that I was brought to this space for this reason. I might not be able to see it at the time, but retro, I can usually see why. I can see why it all happened now.
See, I always say that too. I always look back on life's challenges and say, if I hadn't gone through that, I wouldn't be where I am today. And if you start thinking that way, it makes it a lot easier when you're going through those challenging things to remember that around the corner it's all going to be okay, and it's happening for a reason. And usually you end up in a better place, I think.
Oh yeah. I tell people all the time, don't forget who you are. And it's the one thing I forget. Always. The moment something's going on, I'm like, and if somebody reminds me who I am, it's okay. Wait a minute, you can be in control. It's okay. And it's not that it's a control thing. It's, no, you are in control of this space that is around you. And how you react to everything that's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Forget. You know, it's easier to go, you know?
Yeah. I spent years doing that. It's nice not to do that anymore.
Be sure to cook and teach you. You know, horsey ghost. You don't panic. The best defense is laughter.
Yeah, I've only seen one ghost actually, and it was kind of a humorous thing. So I wasn't scared. I'd still scream because you don't expect to see someone who's just passed away, but he was more mischievous and showing me that, hey, I'm okay. So, but I don't really want them dropping in all the time.
I kind of put a rule out there. It's, you know, especially living in a dark, you know, if I'm out in Orangeville or something, it's like, you show yourself to me, I'm not talking to you ever again.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't like jumping around corners. I don't go out and seek them out. It's not a thrill thing.
No.
It's, we all exist on a plane. Their plane, some of them can see us, and some of us can see them, and some of them can feel us walk through them, and some of us can, it's just the same area. Is it heaven? Is it hell? Do I necessarily believe in that? I don't know anymore. I know that
I kind of think Earth can be hell, maybe.
I'm wondering. But I wouldn't want to find out less. I wouldn't want to take the chance. See, hey, let's go lower. No,
yeah.
let's forget about that. Just go up. But I see that there's many planes on the Earth, and we can choose to be aloft in one of them. And sometimes you see things that.
I see things when I'm in the dream, not the dream state, but just when I'm so relaxed, I'm about ready to fall asleep, and I see things above me. And someone explained it to me that I'm seeing another plane, and what's above me is actually on the ground on that plane, but because it's just above, I'm seeing it as floating in the air, which I think it was Michelle who was here a couple weeks ago who said that's why when you see ghosts, you always think they're floating. But they're not. They're actually on their own plane and they're walking around.
You're just looking up.
You're looking up.
Yeah.
So I told her, I said, I saw this spider and he was just kind of floating through the air like this, and she said, oh, it means you're coming into money. Yeah. And the next day my child was kicked out of day camp. So I got reimbursed. It's not quite what I was hoping for.
Yeah, they don't always say how it's going to happen sometimes. That's why when you do your magic, you've got to step out of your own way.
Mhm. It's good to see the humor, though. Angels are very humorous. Do you not find they have a sense of humor?
They have, yes. I get in trouble all the time. A lot of times my readings, especially if I've got a good clear channel, they're funny.
Yeah.
And I'm shocked at how they can be mischievous and lighthearted, and I love it. And sometimes I wish I could remember them more afterwards, because there's a couple of lines I like to use, in regular day life, but they only come through, when you got that one channel.
I did a reading for a girl once, and it's funny because this is probably the first time during a reading that someone came through from the other side. I wasn't expecting it. It wasn't the norm for me at that time. And she brought a friend, and one was sitting here and one was here, and she was like crying, and she started crying because we were doing her reading, and I said, are you okay? And she goes, oh, no, I'm fine, really, I'm fine. I said, well, you don't seem fine. She goes, no, I'm really fine. And all of a sudden I heard this voice in my head and went, bullshit, just like that. Yeah.
They do say stuff like that.
but this was her grandmother. I said to her, I think it's a grandmother. I said, is your grandmother passed? She said, yes. And I said, well, I'm here. I said, was she very, tell it like it is, very gruff, very calls you on things. She was apparently a gypsy. And she very, quite the medium, and she said, oh yeah, she goes, no, that's definitely my grandmother, because a few other things came through, and she goes, no, that's my grandmother. And I started, I was vibrating all over, and I got very, very cold, and it was to the point where I'm like, I don't know what's happening to me, but I don't know if I can do your friend's reading. Like, I was so shaken. And she said, oh, it's okay, she comes with me to all my readings. And I'm like, well, thanks for the warning. But it was so funny just to hear this, person say bullshit like that, Yeah,
I've got a little one that just says it in this ear if someone's really lying, and I'm not picking up because I'm clairvoyant, so I'll see the aura move, and when I see the aura move, it means believe me. When a person's telling the truth, their aura is free, flowing, and sometimes when you get stuffed up, it happens. You see too much, and you got to clear it, and you don't get it. I have that little angel that says that. And somebody actually said, angels don't say that. And I said, oh, you'd be surprised what the angels can say sometimes. They are of the light, but they, I've been pushed out of the way of something. If it's the way, I'd rather an angel push me over than be in front of the car. So sometimes they don't realize that we're little tiny human bodies. They're a little bit louder than they meant to be, but they've got a great sense of humor.
They do, for sure. Any questions over there? Yo, tech guy. No? Okay. Pretty quiet tonight. What are you talking about? Oh yes, messages and things. I'm at a loss. Yeah, I knew this was going to happen. It's the cold.
I don't know. Keep going.
Excuse me a moment. I'm having a cold moment, so.
I don't work much with ghosts anymore. I found that doing too much work with them, I actually got physically quite sick.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm just not strong enough. I do go out and do the house clearings. I do like some of the exorcism work. It comes my way, but I don't go out searching for the murders. I don't want to do that type of work. I did at one point, and you get to that.
Sorry.
Good. Interrupt. We talk too much.
We have one online question. The name comes up as Sweet Boy, and the question: can I get a reading? And it is: I'm in a big Debt. Oh, a lot of money. Will I get out of it? Can I get a reading?
Yeah.
Are you comfortable?
Yeah.
with
Can you
that?
get a reading? Yes. Are you in big trouble? Yes.
So we've got a yes answer for them.
Are you going to get out of it? Have you considered declaring bankruptcy? That was my feeling, just right off the hop. Save yourself. Let's see what's out of balance. It's been out of balance for a bit. Alright. We've still got disruption, intuition. So okay. I'd like to ask a few questions. How do we ask this with the person?
He's online listening to you now.
Okay. Okay, we've got a lot of disruption around you, especially in the male energy field. It seems disruptive since childhood. A lot of communication on heavy, broken-hearted, emotionally withdrawn energy that you need to just get away from. And it's creating a hook, like a trap for you. You don't believe you're good enough in some way. As this ringing for you, I do need a little feedback for you. Does this help you to create? They want you to be able to create something better for yourself. You feel like a young guy, crystal energy, who's still in the shadow, and they're showing. Have we got any reply?
Is he replying at all?
I haven't had a response from him for minutes.
Right.
And it's
Again,
sweet boy?
We got this hook on love and money, but it does appear to be coming from the back father field. So my question really is how's your relationship with your family? Because it's raising heavy. There's a lot of memories in this. There's a lot of loss. I got a triple loss card happening. And that the positive movement forward would be for you is if you could actually give that suffering a rest, move on through it, which they're showing is still at least 6 months away for you, where the recognition happens. And you have a better foundation in 6 months, but they're just showing there's so much fear that the awareness is, again, I'm picking up, you've got a choice that you could either declare that you could actually drop the ball, and that might be your best bet right now. To start fresh, to totally actually start fresh, because this emotional connection.
Bit of feedback's coming. He's got good, and how about dollar?
Dollar, well.
So no money coming.
Yeah. They're showing that you're very broken inside still, and that you've got healing to do. And that it does affect some of the choices that you make. Sometimes you might make a choice on account of something that happened behind you. If you can transform, especially this heart, they're showing that there can be some sort of change, more in the 4-month field of a new beginning, but they're not showing prosperity. They're still showing patience. They're still showing mental conflict. I'm going to take it down to a 9-month field. I've got material and spiritual prosperity happening in 9 months, and there's a wisdom card. So they are showing, and a new birth when they give you a new beginnings and then show 9 months, they're actually showing you to change. Something's really got to change around you. This heaviness in the heart, this trapping of male energy, and then that will put you into a triumph space. But do I see it tomorrow? No. Do I see it in 3 months? No. I see it in 9 months, and I see that there's a lot of healing to be done for you too. And again, see, it was turned away, and you didn't know how to. You weren't taught how to do it right. You need to go back and get those lessons, and then you can move forward. I hope that helps.
Okay, response came back as K, and we're now back to where we were before.
And with this, I feel a real heaviness in my chest, a real weight, like the weight of the world, broken heart.
Prosperity begins when the chakras yield into power again.
I don't feel this is just about money.
No, it's about
I feel
pain
like
in the past and dad and or mom. Mom can be a heavy energy. There's just a lot of and there's no support of the family. Then how do you expect support monetarily? You're on your own. He feels alone.
Yeah.
Sorry, we lost the audio for a second there.
Bankruptcy is actually a very good option. It's not as bad as what people think. It's actually the best option that's out there. And I've had to do it myself. And I know where you're at. And they're calling and you can't see tomorrow, but there is a tomorrow. They're just showing that this is showing you that you need more than just money. You actually need more support around you. You need more friends.
You need more love, is what I'm getting. Really strong.
Yeah.
And bankruptcy did that to you.
It's part of it. Money's money. It's not worth... Money's money. Life is life. Love is love. What's more important? Money is the bullshit that the illusion put on us to control us and make us captives. And love is what's real. And money is not even in the equation in the bigger picture.
Maybe that's why I'm feeling more the love is the more important thing here.
It always is.
And lack thereof.
When there's no love, there is no money because they flow on the same vibration.
Which you were talking about earlier. Thank you very much, Terry.
Light.
And the important thing to know is always remember that you're not alone, no matter what's happening in your life, what's happening around you. It feels like you're on your own and you've kind of been deserted, but we have angels with us all the time, and maybe it's happening to, maybe there's a lesson there to be learned, you know. So anyway, we wish you all the best. We really hope that works out. And thank you for chatting in.
Okay, Christine, introduce next week's show for us if you could.
Well, I would like to introduce next week's show, but that's kind of up in the air at the moment. I'm working on something, so we will be back here next Wednesday at 8:30. Don't have anything confirmed yet, but follow us on Twitter, and you'll get the updates pretty quick. And we're also on Facebook. If you look up Ask Your Angels Talk Show, you will get updates there as well. So thanks for joining us tonight. It was great. And do you have anything you'd like to add before saying goodbye?
Terry, do you want to give your information again for your store? All the information there. We've got a few new people on.
Okay. We are Florence Dwelling, and we teach many classes: Reiki, meditation, crystal healing. We offer professional readings and Reiki sessions. And we are at 143 South Lock Street in Hamilton, 289-230-0160 if you'd like to give us a call.
Thanks for joining us on Ask Your Angels, and we hope you can come back next week.
And thank you.
Have a great night.